All right, so as promised, this video talking about the time I got stuck and I felt like Melton was gonna fire you, boy, after this right here, right? So, I got an easy little cake load, man. It was a no tarp load. It was just like some steel pipes. I was taking it to like this like energy plant place like down in Dyke, Texas. So here come the load, come across my Qualcomm, and then come to the app, cause you got these like apps you can, if you work for Melton, you know what I'm talking about. You got these apps you can download, and the load will come to your phone as well. Then you accept the load. So I'm like, okay, 300 miles going from Coffeeville, Kansas to Dyke, Texas. So I think I was in Tulsa at the time when I got the load. I was at the terminal sitting there waiting for my next load. So they sent me that load. I'm like, okay, this cool, this cake. And it was cake. Like it was an easy load, right? So I get there and by the way, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. I had a Garmin GPS, but I didn't know like all the little different things I can do in that to make my life a lot easier, right? So in the load description, the directions to get from the shipper to the receiver, it said, take these directions, don't use your GPS or whatever. So when I get to the place, it's a million miles from Melton already there at the place getting loaded. So he ended up getting turned around too from the place I had to come back. He was like, yeah, man, they a bunch of P words down there. I'm not going to say that word on my channel or whatever, but y'all know what I'm saying. He was like, yeah, man, they didn't want to take the load for XYZ reason or whatever, right? So I asked him about the direction. I'm like, hey, man, like when they send the load, they say, don't follow the GPS, take this road. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah. He said my GPS took me straight to the place. And I'm like, okay, what kind of GPS you got? He said he got a Garmin. I got a Garmin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'll be cool. I can just follow my Garmin. I'll be cool. But he also said when you're getting close to the place, you'll see Sulphur Springs. He was like, keep going straight and take Sulphur Springs. And when I seen it, I was like, damn, like, but I don't want to like get lost or whatever. So I just followed my GPS, and my GPS told me to turn this way. So I followed my GPS, right? I'm like, yeah, I should be cool or whatever. So, but I should have took Sulphur Springs down to I-30. I think that was I-30 or I-35. I think, yeah, I-35. Take it to I-35 and then get off on exit like whatever it was to, get me to the place or whatever. So now I follow my GPS, and my GPS take me on these back narrow county roads. If y'all know anything about county roads, them things are tiny, they narrow or whatever. Thankfully, the whole time I was traveling these county roads in the middle of nowhere in Texas, there was no other cars coming in the opposite direction. I don't know how. I just got lucky, right? And plus, thankfully it was broad daylight too. Thankfully, it wasn't at nighttime. So I get like I navigate my way all through these like little narrow county roads, turning here, turning there, or whatever. So I'm gonna insert the picture and show y'all. I'm gonna try to show y'all right now or whatever. Y'all should be seeing it on the screen right here. So yeah, I'm making a turn, right? And then like next thing you know, I just feel the back left side of my trailer just sink and my truck ain't going no more. So I'm like, damn. So I look at my driver's side mirror and my trailer, as y'all can see in that picture, was just sunken in to that little curve right there, man. And then, like I said, like as I'm making that turn, the people who I'm delivering the load to, I forget their name. But anyway, it's irrelevant. But they was coming. They just happened to be like coming down that same street to do something, to do whatever they were doing. So they seen the whole thing happen. They seen it play out or whatever. So I get out. I got to call Melton and let them know. But first, I had called the freaking police because I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I got stuck or whatever. So the 911 operator, she was like, yeah, just, there's nothing we can do for you. Call your company and let them know or whatever. So I had called Melton up. And yeah, they pretty much called like a tow guy out there to tow me out. So he came, hooked up to me or whatever, and pulled me out. So I pull up to the place to freaking deliver the load. And I'm sitting there for like a good hour just for them people to tell me that they refusing the load. They want me to take the load 300 miles back to get the load inspected and then bring it right back. So that's what ended up happening. But what I ended up finding out was later that the Garmin GPS that I got, like you can actually like draw out, the direction that you're supposed to take according to what the load assignment wants you to take. So had I known that, like I definitely would have avoided, because guess what? When I had to take that load back the second time, that's exactly what I did. So I programmed my GPS to take me to I-35 and get off on the exit I was supposed to get on. And then that county road started taking me north. And then I was able to make a right-hand turn onto the county road like I was supposed to the first time around, and deliver that load safely without that, you know what I'm saying, without getting stuck. But so I had nobody to be mad at but myself, you know what I'm saying. I was pissed about it only because like they said they wanted me to take the load back to get it inspected, to get it inspected for damage. But when I tell y'all there was like no damage on that load, because guess what? When I took that same exact load back the second time, they took the freaking load, and it was a no tarp load. So you can clearly walk around the trailer clear as day with their own two eyes and look at the load, inspect each corner, you know, saying the front, back, and both sides of the load, and see that the load was not damaged and then shift at all. Like my securement was pretty tight on that load. Shout out to whatever driver that is that helped me out when I was there at the place getting loaded. So, you know what I'm saying, definitely a big shout out to him. But yeah, my securement was tight to the point where that load did not move at all. Like that load was secured so good to the point where when I picked the load up the first time in Coffeyville, I drove back to the Tulsa terminal, and I stayed the night there. And then I got up like the next day and took the load the rest of the way. That load was secured so good. There was another Melton driver on the load on the yard that seen my load. He took a picture of it. He uploaded it to the Melton Operations Facebook group and was like, "Yeah, seen this load in the yard. Great job on securement or whatever." And then like a lot of other drivers commented, was like, "Yeah, good securement or whatever, blah blah blah." And then I come in and I was like, "Thank you, you know, saying that's my load or whatever." So that's how good like that load was secured, right? But at the end of the day, like that didn't matter because like I didn't follow directions. So I'm just making this video to let you guys know, if you guys get a load that say do not use your GPS to get to such and such place, you can use your GPS, yes, but make sure you go into your GPS and draw out the directions that the load says to take, and you'll be fine. So yeah, you can still use your GPS, but go in there and, like I say, put in like turn by turn. Like you guys need to make sure you do that. I didn't know that my GPS was capable of doing that beforehand, and that's how I ended up getting stuck. So hopefully this video helped one of you guys out that get a similar type load, you know, similar type situation, to help you guys avoid getting stuck like I did, because it was definitely embarrassing. I definitely thought I was gonna get fired, but you know, I didn't get fired. You know, I was still with Melton for like another like 2 months after that.